Friends, this story begins with 8 people who were preparing to sit for an exam to get a job in a very big company. Some of them were motivating themselves by speaking positive things, while the rest of the people were focused on their physical appearance. Now, after a while, all of them reached the examination hall, which looked quite different from a normal examination hall. There was very little light in this room, and security cameras were installed in every corner of it, and the guard present in this room also had a gun. Now, seeing this gun, everyone became a little nervous, but no one objected to it. Now, after a while, a man entered the room and welcomed all the candidates. Actually, all these people had reached here by passing many exams, and to get this job, they had to pass this last exam as well. Now, this man introduced himself as the invigilator and told everyone about the exams. Rules told. According to these rules, no law of the outside world will be applicable inside this room, and after the timer starts, they can neither talk to the guard nor to the invigilator, and if anyone does this, then they will be disqualified from the exam. Along with this, if anyone knowingly or unknowingly spoils his paper or goes out of his room, then he will also be disqualified immediately. Now, they will have only 80 minutes to complete this exam, and in these 80 minutes, they will have to answer the only question present in the question paper, and if they answer this question, then they will get this job. Now, after telling all the rules, the invigilator asked everyone that, do you have any questions? But when no one said anything, he set the timer and quietly went out of the room. After this, everyone opened their question paper. Everyone was surprised to see that the room was empty from top, bottom, front, and back. They started looking at each other's faces in confusion. Meanwhile, a girl started writing on her question paper that why she should get this job. But then the guard comes to her and takes her out of the room because she had spoiled her question paper. Now, seeing all this, the rest of the people get very scared and sit quietly for a while. After a while, candidate number 5 realizes that according to the realizations, they cannot talk to the guards and the invigilators, but there is no rule that prevents them from talking to each other. Now, this man tries to talk to everyone and tells them that if we have to pass this exam, then we have to work together, and before the time runs out, we have to find that one question and answer it. After this, all these people discuss that how can they find this question, but in the middle of this discussion, candidate number 1 is sitting very quietly, as if he has nothing to do with all this. Meanwhile, a man tries to introduce himself, but candidate number 5 stops him from doing so. He says that we should give nicknames to each other, so that everyone's real identity remains hidden. After this, all these people give nicknames to each other, and it starts with candidate number 1. All of them name him Deaf because he had not spoken a single word to them till now. Now, the rest of the people are named according to their skin, like brown, black, and white, and the girls are named according to their hair, like blood dark and brunette. After this, White says that maybe we can also stand up from our seat because we were not told any rule that stops us from doing so. Now, to prove his point, White stands up from his seat. But despite this, the guard does not say anything to him, and he stands at his place. Here, Brunette says that maybe that question was written with some invisible ink or with some watermark. Saying this, she stands up from her seat and tries to find that question with the help of the light present in the camera, but when she does not find anything in the question paper, she asks the rest of the people to check their question papers, because maybe that question is present in one of these papers. Now, everyone checks their papers, but in the meantime, Deaf is sitting quietly on his seat. Seeing this, White takes his paper and checks it in the light tube, but like the rest of the papers, this paper is also blank. Here, Black says that maybe to see that question we will need UV rays, because invisible link is visible only in UV rays, then only the blood gets a blue color between the walls. Black says that maybe those blue lights are emergency lights, and to turn them on we have to turn off the rest of the lights in the room. Now, since there is no switchboard in the room, they all have to break the bulb and make the room dark. However, Brown finds this plan to be risky, so the rest of the people vote for this plan. According to this voting, they should take the risk of breaking the bulb. Now, after breaking all the lights, the blue lights of the room turn on, because they were really emergency lights. Now, except for Deaf, everyone checks their question paper, but still they cannot see the question. Now, everyone is confused. The guys get very sad because 20 minutes out of 80 had already passed, and now they only have 1 hour left. After a lot of thinking, White realizes that he can do anything with candidate number 2's paper, because she has already been disqualified from the exam. After this, he comes to her desk and starts setting pencil on the paper, so that if there is any question hidden on it, it will come out, but after so much effort, they don't get any clue about the question. After this, White divides the paper into 4 parts so that the rest of the people can do different experiments on it. After this, he takes a piece of paper and goes to the corner of the room and wets it with his toilet in the hope that maybe this paper is liquid activated. However, this idea of White also fails, and the rest of the people get punished for this toilet act. They abuse him a lot. Now they are thinking about their next move when Black and White start fighting with each other, but then they notice Def, who is crying on his seat. After this, he tries to say something and tells everyone that these papers are reflecting our image, but Def is saying these things in French, so nobody understands anything and nobody pays much attention to what he says. Now here Brown gives his theory and tells everyone that maybe we are not sitting in any exam, but in some batting show, and the board members of this company are enjoying seeing us suffering like this. On this, a girl named Dark tells Blood that no, this company is not like this at all, and the CEO of this company keeps an eye on everything and is firm on his principles. Now this much was clear from so many words of Dark, that she knows something about this company which the rest of the people do not know. Now here it is revealed that this girl already works in the HR department of this company, but she was not happy with her job, so she applied for a high post, and to get this post she will have to clear the exam. On this, White says that this job was offered to her by the company itself, while the rest of the people tell that they themselves had applied for this job. Now, one thing was common among all these people, that these people did not know anything about this company. Actually, in the email sent by the company, it was clearly written that until the candidate does not clear this exam, he will not be given any information about the company. Here, Dark tells everyone that the name of this company is Barrick, and it is the world's largest pharmaceutical company, and its monthly turnover is $20 billion. Actually, a few years ago, when the pandemic started in the world, this company saved the lives of people around the world by making an antidote for that virus. Along with this company has discovered a medicine that can cure any disease in this world. Now, after a while, Brunette looks at the fire alarm in the room, and after seeing it, an idea comes to her mind. Brunette thinks that if we activate this alarm and make water rain in the room, then maybe due to that water, we will be able to see the question written in the question paper. After this, she went to the guard and took out a lighter from his pocket and climbed on her desk, but Brunette was a little short in height, so she was not able to reach the fire alarm. Meanwhile, White gave her the paper, and Brunette activated the fire alarm by burning this paper. After this, everyone looked at their question paper, but it was still the same as before. Meanwhile, the guard comes to Brunette and starts taking him out of the room because the paper he burned to activate the fire alarm was his own question paper, and White cleverly disqualified him from the exam. Now Black gets very angry at White's action, and he moves towards White and says that I should punch and light out, and as soon as he says this, all the lights of the room go off. Now all of them realize that all the lights of the room are voice activated. After this, Brown turns the lights on again and asks everyone to be careful. Meanwhile, Def gets very nervous seeing all this and starts crying while sitting on his seat. Seeing this, White goes to him and talks to him very badly. He troubles Def so much that he gets fed up and chews his paper. Now, according to the rules, Def also has to go out of the room. Black is taken out of the room, and now only 5 people are left in the room. Seeing White's actions, Black's patience breaks and he punches White and knocks him unconscious. After this, everyone together ties White to a chair and shuts his mouth with the help of a tie. After some time, when White regains consciousness, he tries to speak. Seeing this, Dark opens a tie and gives White a chance to speak. Here White says that you give me my medicine or else I will die. Now it is revealed that White has a dangerous disease, and he has to take a medicine every hour to stay alive. Here White says that I have come to know about this question, and if you give me that medicine, I will tell you the question. Hearing this, Black checks his pocket, but he does not find any medicine. Meanwhile, White again faints and his body is taken out. The whole body starts trembling. Seeing this, Black says that the symptoms of that disease. Lately, White is having epileptic seizures. Now he does not have much time. Now all of them immediately start looking for the medicine, and in the meantime a girl finds the medicine on Brown's table, and this meant that Brown had intentionally hidden the medicine of White. After this, the girl tries to feed the medicine to White, but at the last moment Brown throws the medicine in a vent. Now the rest of the people immediately start taking out the medicine, while on the other hand Brunette goes to the camera and asks the invigilator to save White's life. Now, since Brunette had talked to the invigilator, according to the rules, she was also taken out of the room. Now after Brunette leaves, Blood takes out the medicine, using a safety pin, and gives the medicine to White. After this, these people untie White's rope and ask him about that question. On this, White, he says that the question we have been looking for so long is ourselves, and I think that after the timer ends, the person who will remain in this room will pass this exam. After saying this, he immediately ran towards a guard and took his gun, but when he tried to fire the gun, he realized that this gun will work only with the guard's fingerprint. After this, he unlocked the gun with the guard's fingerprint and pointed it at the rest of the people present in the room. He threatened everyone that if they do not leave the room, he will shoot them. Seeing all this, Brown got very scared and went out of the room without saying anything. After this, Blonde also started leaving the room, but while leaving, she turned off the lights of the room by giving a voice command. Now, as soon as the lights went off, White got very scared and rained bullets in the room. After this, when he turned on the light, he saw Black fall to the ground. White found him lying on the floor, and there was a bullet hole in his chest. Then White notices the watch whose timer had expired. After this, White goes to the camera and tells the invigilator that I am the winner of this competition and I should get this job. Then the guard comes to White and shows him the time on his watch. Now White is shocked to see this because there were still 20 seconds left for the exam to end. Now, since he had talked to the invigilator in time, according to the rules, he was disqualified from this exam. Now it is revealed here that when these people were fighting among themselves, Def had secretly reduced the timer of the watch. After this, we again see Blood, whose one leg was still inside the room, and technically she was the last person present in this room. Now after White left, she came back to the room and took Def's broken glasses. She tried to read the question paper, and luckily this time the question was visible. Now as soon as the time was over, Def entered the room, and now it was revealed that the CEO of this company is none other than Def himself. After this, Blood went to the invigilator and gave him the answer to that question. Actually, at the beginning of the exam, the invigilator had asked everyone whether they had any questions, and to pass this exam, they had to answer only this question. Finally, Blood found out the answer and answered it in time. Now, after hearing Blood's answer, Def got impressed and offered Blood to become the secretary of this company, but she rejected this offer, saying that she will never work in a company that kills people in the name of exams. On this, the invigilator tells her that Black is still alive and the bullet that injured him is still there. It is not a real bullet, but a capsule which goes inside the body and heals its wounds, and this capsule has also been invented by this company. Now, after hearing all this, Blood felt relieved and finally he accepted this job. Now, while leaving, he thanked Def, and with this wonderful movie ends here.